being killed off with the one shot.
Oh, with the head.
The scene where the two Terminators are fighting and you got 12-year-old Sarah Connor.
I didn't like that. Like, I could see maybe where they could kind of get away with it because they can say, okay, well, we've had this much time to prepare for this, and this is the kind of weapon that you would need to stop a Terminator. But Mike Bean even says it when he comes back. I don't know if I could do it with these type of weapons, like with the present day weapons. And you'd have to think that if they thought all this through, that they would be using weapons from previous years. Either that, or Arnold would have had to build these weapons with some knowledge of something of the future. So, kind of doesn't make any sense. It kind of doesn't.
Well, to me personally, it just seems like a big punch in the heart to the first two movies.
Yeah.
You know, you just made this Terminator look weak as hell. You kill him off with one shot to the chest, and I'm like, fuck this movie.
And the chip thing too, with the liquid metal, with the chip. I was like, if that was the case, then in Terminator 2, when they froze him, that should have been all she wrote. You know, he should have been able to come back from the Hasta La Vista. That should have been the end of him, you know. So,
yeah,
I don't know. A lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes.
I don't know what else to add to that, because I mean, I was looking through the movie news beforehand. I'm like, everything is about Batman vs Superman and the Flash movie, Aquaman movie. I'm like, it's just kind of everything's being smothered, and by this movie, there's not a whole lot going on right now.
Yeah, I'm so great that I have movies to review that someone sent me in the mail, just to get out of this whole Batman war zone. That's DC war zone out there. And there's some movie that I actually want to see that are coming out like that. I want to see like the Dazed and Confused sequel. I want to see Hardcore Henry and a couple other movies.
Yeah,
Criminal, definitely want to see that. Definitely want to see that.
Bloodfather, I want to see that now.
Yeah. It's like one of those things where I feel like going to see a movie and sneaking into like 3 other movies while I'm there.
That's why I have a bunch of movies. Recently, I've picked up a bunch of movies that I still have to see.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'd rather watch that just to get the bad taste out of my mouth from Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, definitely.
I know. I keep talking about it when I talk about it a lot.
But it needs to be talked about.
Yeah,
it needs to be addressed because, like, we just need this movie flushed out of everyone's system. Like, it's just we need just to talk it out, so we don't fall for these. Well, people like me don't fall for these kind of things again. You know, like
flush it down the damn toilet.
Yeah.
I mean, the Killing Joke. That's another thing I look forward to. I'm sure it's coming out this year. So there's stuff to look forward to. I mean, I don't.
Yeah. Actually, I haven't seen any footage, any trailers, nothing on that. So I can't wait to check that out.
Oh, the teaser is out?
Yeah, there's like a 12-minute one and a teaser, and I'm gonna watch that today.
So
that's cool. And I'm gonna try to hunt down those Demolition Man scenes. I got another cut of the even though I know it's horrible, that other cut of Cyborg, because someone mailed it to me and then when I got it, it didn't work. So I kind of want to see, like, just because I love that movie. Even though I know I'm not gonna love the cut of it, I just kind of want to see it anyway. It's free.
Yeah, I'd be curious. I mean, anything like that.
Yeah. I'm trying to get my hands on Last Survivors Rocky 5 cut. I don't know if anyone's heard of that out there, but essentially this is an 80s remix of Rocky 5 that they cut out a bunch of stuff to make the timeline make more sense with the kid. and they take out all the 90s music and they replace it with all these great cuts from the 80s. And when you see some of the footage, it's just, it's amazing. It's amazing. I don't know if they use any of the John G. Elvis stuff. I know that there is a cut of it coming out. I forget. Hardy Boys something is putting out a cut of the John G. Elvis Rocky 5 that's supposed to be pretty close to DVD quality, which is amazing because the cut that was going around was like scrambled VHS, you know.
Huh.
I don't know if you've seen that. Have you seen that cut? No,
I haven't. I didn't know there was.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. Like they leave. It's the same movie, but it's shot from alternate camera angles, different takes, same scenes, different takes, with a whole bunch of new scenes in it, and they leave the brain damage in. Like the brain damage that you see in the theatrical Rocky 5. Imagine that amped to 10. So you
I would like that then.
You actually get to see like Sly doing his rendition of someone with severe head trauma, to the point where he's talking to people and he doesn't even know who he's talking to. Like like the scene where he drops the kid off at school and him and Paulie are walking back and they see Tommy Gunn standing next to the post on the corner. That scene, they're coming back, and Rocky just starts like going out of it. You know, he's saying stuff like where did I go wrong with this kid? And he starts calling Paulie Mick. Like he starts talking to Paulie like Paulie's Mickey, and then Paulie turns around and he's like, "Why do you keep calling me Mick, man? The guy's in the box." You know, just weird stuff like that. Like he gets drunk in a bar, and he starts talking about making breakfast in the bar, but he's like completely drunk and he just goes crazy, like literally schizoid crazy in the bar. And then when he's walking out, you hear people like in the background like, how did that guy lose everything? How did he waste everything in his life? Like he's worse than he was to start out with. He's like a nobody. And then he walks out onto the street. It kind of cuts into like that scene where he walks out and he sees like he's standing in the middle of the road and he looks up at the Mighty Mix sign and he's all drunk. But then you got little Marie shows up as a prostitute on the corner.
What?
Yeah, and they go back to the Rocky 1 thing with you hang around with coconut people, you get this. You hang around with that, you get that. And he's like, oh, I gotta use a bad word. I gotta call you a whore. You hang around with these people. That's what you're gonna turn into. And then, bam, he runs into her. Same girl. Same girl from the first, like, same actress. And she's like, you got any change? You got any money? And she's like, yeah, it's fucking crazy. Like, the street fight, oh my god, the street fight is amazing. Like, the street fight's way more visceral. Like, the crowd kind of gets into it more. Like, like, I think it was Sly's bodyguard at the time is the guy who he's like, oh, this ain't no pie eating contest out. Like when they're like, you need help. And they go outside and they're like, tear his head off, and stuff like that. About Tommy, and Rocky kind of turns around and he's like, is this what you guys want to see? You want to see like a dog fight? And then Rocky tries to get out of the fight. He's like saying like, I just wanted the best for you, and this guy only wants you for the money. And it's the fight's much more, way better version of the fight, I would say. More touching. And more, like, when Rocky goes down, he has, like a way crazier, I would almost say, like, an out-of-body experience, Going back to Mr. T, Ivan Drago, just, like, fucking brutal. And Mickey appears, like, on top of the monorail tracks, and he's like, beat the shit out of him. And it's crazy cut.
So where's this, like, how'd you find this?
You used to be able to watch it on YouTube. Let me see if it's still there.
Because I look at Rocky 5, like, because the thing is Stallone's performance, so, do I want to see that times 10?
Yeah, it's hard to watch. Like, it's really hard to watch at some points. Like, oof, like there was some points in that movie where, like, the beginning's all different, the end's all different. It hurt to watch.
You mean like it was rough or just bad as far as like the acting?
Well, I kind of like Sly's acting in it better, but I can see why they said no. Like, I can see why they said, okay, there's no way you're gonna, like, I assume this is the cut that they made them reshoot after watching this cut. And it's weird, like, the ending where the death of Rocky is, they cut it out and they splice it to the movie ending. Like, they splice it. Like, you'll watch it, and then when it gets to, like, where the death of Rocky would be, they chop it off and then they throw that in there. And yeah, Rocky was supposed to die on the steps in Adrian's lap. Like, they're walking back from the street fight and he dies. And then it would cut to Adrian giving a speech at the statue, like, about you know, the human condition and all that. But this cut is let me see if I can find. There's like a preview of it. I'll send you some links here. Just to see if, like, so you can kind of see the difference in it.
Yeah, send me a link.
This is it. I'll send you it.
Yeah. I can hear you.
Hold on. Yeah, it's the same one. The whole movie used to be online. They took a lot of it down, but I got a copy of it. I got a copy from the UK. This is like a lot of the restored version, but the original tape is like watching like an old VHS that's like the tracking's out, you know. Yeah, it's classic.
Interesting.
Yeah. I guess that's all I got.
Yeah. Well, I just read something. Speedy Gonzalez movies on Fast Track.
Oh yeah.
They're making, you know, Speedy Gun. I guess they're doing the same thing with the Smurfs.
Okay.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
I'm like Speedy Gonzalez.
But
here's something fun to do. It's kind of wrapping up.
All right.
Kind of a fantasy battle. Just get your thoughts on this.
All right.
Who would win this fight? T-1000 versus Wolverine.